Hello, my friends. We're doing story time a little bit different this year for summer reading. So I just wanted to start reading you some books because we got all kinds of good ones in and exciting ones in. So this will be the first one that we're going to try, The Princess and the Pig. There we go. See the little girl and the pig? Wonder what's going to happen. All right. Not that long ago, in a kingdom not far from here, a farmer was traveling home from the market with a cartload of straw. The farmer was so poor that he didn't have a horse and had to pull his own cart. In the back of the cart lay a tiny pink piglet. Look how cute. And here's the farmer. Nobody wanted to buy the piglet at the market, but the farmer had taken pity on it. I'll call you Pigmella, he decided. And as this seemed like a good name for the pig. It was a hot day, and the farmer stopped to rest in the shade of a great castle. Far, far above him on a high balcony, a queen was inspecting her new baby daughter. See the baby and the queen? The queen was so rich that she had 7 nannies that didn't have to look after her own child. So the queen picked up the baby out of her cradle and held her at arm's length. I'll call it Priscilla, she decided, as this seemed like a good name for a princess. A moment later, a wet, squelching noise came from the baby's diaper, closely followed by an awful smell. Yuck! Shrieked the queen, dropping the baby and running off to find the royal nannies. The baby used the potty, but look, he's giggling though, isn't he? She left so quickly that she didn't notice that she dropped the baby. Uh-oh, look. It's falling out the window. Over the edge of the balcony, falling down, down. Don't look too scared though, does it? Oh, look. Down, down, down went the baby. Now it is starting to think, uh-oh, into the farmer's cart. Landed in the hay, but then what went up, 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 flew the piglet. So the baby went down, and the piglet went up into the princess's cradle. Look, so now we got the pig and the princess's cradle. When the queen returned and found the piglet lying there, where the baby should have been, she let out an even louder shriek and fainted into the nanny's arms. Here she's like, oh, and faints into the nanny's arms. The king thought he knew what had happened. A bad fairy has done this, he exclaimed. The fairy wasn't invited to the princess's christening, so she's turned the baby into a piglet to get her revenge. It's the sort of thing that happens all the time in books. See, he pointed at Sleeping Beauty. He's pointing at that one, saying it happens all the time, these spells and stuff. So, meanwhile, the farmer had returned home and was surprised to discover a baby girl lying where the piglet should have been. Oh, but Mama looks happy here, though, don't she? And the baby looks happy. The farmer's wife thought she knew what had happened. A good fairy has done this, she exclaimed. The fairy knew how poor and honest we are, and how badly we wanted a child. So she turned the piglet into a baby. It's the sort of thing that happens all the time in books. And see, right here, she's showing the Thumbelina book. And so, without a second thought, the baby became Pigmella and the farmer's daughter. So they named her Pigmella. And the piglet became Priscilla, the royal princess. Look at that, though. I don't know if the pig's too sure about wearing the clothes. So it wasn't long before Pigmella was able to eat, walk, and get dressed all by herself. And the farmer and his wife soon forgot she had ever been a pig. But things weren't so easy for Priscilla. Here she is making a mess over here, eating. Can't dance. They're trying to catch her. Oh, no, they're trying to teach her some school stuff. But the king and the queen never let anyone forget that she really was a princess. As Pigmella grew older, she grew smarter and was admired by everyone she met, and even beautiful. But as Priscilla grew older, she wasn't so smart, not so beautiful, and she was avoided by everyone she met. Then one day the farmer's wife overheard some of the castle servants talking about the princess who had turned into a pig. It's just like what happened to Pigmella, she told her husband, only the other way around. So soon the farmer guessed what had happened. The princess and the pig must have swapped places somehow, he exclaimed. It's the sort of thing that happens all the time in books. And right here he's showing the prince and the pauper. So, the poor farmer and his wife were very unhappy. They loved Pigmella, but they knew that they must return her to her rightful home. Oh, Mama's sad though, but here she's swinging outside having a good time though. Pigmella was also unhappy. She loved the farmer and his wife and didn't want to go live with anyone else. But they were an honest family, so the next day they all went to the castle to see the king and the queen. The king and the queen listened to the farmer's story. There they are in the castle. There's Pig up here. They didn't believe it. What nonsense, cried the queen. Ridiculous, the king laughed. The girl may be smart and beautiful, but she does not look or speak like a real princess. Here they are looking at each other, trying to figure out what happened. And then the queen thought she knew what had happened. It's a trick, she declared. This girl is just a farmer's daughter, pretending to be a princess so that she can marry a prince. It's the sort of thing that happens all the time in books. And here she's showing the book, Puss in Boots. And so Pigmella returned home with the farmer and his wife, where she married a young shepherd and lived happily ever after. And she never once wished that she had been a princess. Oh, here they are married. See? Let's see what happens with the pig. And Priscilla also got married to a handsome prince, although he had to be talked into it. Priscilla was changed into a pig by a bad fairy, the king exclaimed. But once you kiss her, the spell will be broken, and she will turn back into a beautiful princess, added the queen. It's the sort of thing that happens all the time in books, they assured him. They showed down here the frog prince. So they're thinking if she gets kissed, here she is up waiting for her prince, that she would turn back into a princess. But unfortunately for the prince, it's not the sort of thing that happens in this particular book. Oh, she stayed a pig. How cute. So that's the princess